This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
You are listening to Death, Glory, or Disappointment. Welcome back to another edition. Here I have with me the beast of business, Mr. Dan Meredith. It's so much better when you can see me, isn't it?
Oh, you fucking penis. Oh, sorry. Totally. Sorry, everyone listening. I get the giggles quite easily, and I'm just watching my co-host being absolute bellend on the other end of this video. Hello, Jonathan. How are you, mate? Sorry.
I'm doing good. I'm glad that we're here for another week. So what do you have in store for us today?
Well, I'm going to talk people through. So it was done on a whim. So I have a coaching group called Espresso with Dan. We did this month-long kind of quite hardcore accountability daily thing. And the way sort of the February into March when it was a sort of shorter month. So kind of basically we had a kind of almost like a week spare. And I thought, I show up every day in Coffee with Dan. I write content every day, whether it's videos or whether it's, posts or something. There's always put some value in the group every day, no matter what. And I thought, I've never done a challenge. So one of the things that I'm quite well known for is obviously what I do on social media. So I thought I'm going to just give people 7 days of simple tasks. So simple things that anyone can do that literally you need nothing more than a phone. It's that simple, basic technology based around Facebook, but the principles applied to kind of any real social media platform. And it was called Social Media Savages. And it was 7 days of training, all free, just opted in. And do you know what? I don't want to talk about the mechanics of it and what I got people to do and how, but the thing that really struck me, and this is why I think there are so many people that we interact with who want to be successful, they want to be maybe famous in their niche, they want to make a lot of money, yet they never fucking do. And that was the stats on that. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start stats? Do you want to start...
I want to go in a different direction.
Okay, do it.
And there's a very specific reason for this, because I get around to masterminds. I talk to people every once in a while, and your name comes up, Dan Meredith. And they say to me, because they know I work with you, and I'm one of the people that's semi in your inner circle. So I have some.
Yeah, you've been with me for a long time.
And they ask me, what the fuck is it that Dan does anyways? We know he's on Facebook all the time. So let's start there and then come back to the challenge. What the hell do you do? Is it these accountabilities? Is it the coaching? Is it products? It's not copywriting anymore. What do you do?
It is. It's all of that, mate. I do all of the things. Okay. So I was asked, that's a really good question. So I'm happy to answer. So I would say now my key thing I'm known for is empowering, motivating, and coaching other people to get shit done. So whether that is on a mindset, as in they're getting over mental hurdles, whether it's a business thing, so whether they need help with, the copy, the funnels, the structure, or whether it's a sort of more of a personal development thing. They're struggling with something in their lives which is holding them back. So, trained as we know under our mutual friends, some of the best copywriters in the world. I still write copy for the odd project. I mean, I ain't cheap, but I'll still do the odd post. But I'd say my key skill now is I am a curator. So what I do is, like, for example, in Espresso with Dan, I bring the best of the best in my network, in that world, to help people. That's what I do. So I have some of the best names in the world who, happily contribute training to. I've got a team of people who I call phenomenal technicians. So these are people who maybe couldn't do the promotional stuff, couldn't maybe do the more personality stuff, don't want to put themselves out there. They're quite private people, but they're world-class copywriters. They are top-notch funnel builders. They are mindset experts. These are people who are very, very good at a thing. So what I want to do, what I provided is like a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs. So if you need stuff to get ahead in business, there is someone in there to help you. And plus, you've got to think, I worked obviously under Ryan for close to, a year and a half. coached under some of the best, a lot of our mutual friends. I'm really good at business. I've had my own businesses. I've been a number 2 to grow in some big businesses. I understand. Plus, Doberman Dan, our mutual friend, said this. He says, you're not blessed with excessive intelligence. And what he meant by that is that if I can't understand it, if it's too tricky, if it's too complicated, not on a technical side, and I've got like Tager and a few others who do the techie stuff, but if I can't get it, generally it's not going to work. Your customers won't get it. It's too fiddly. No one's going to understand it. So I'm a very good, so my mentor, Dex, said to me, I'm a very good 30,000 foot, big idea, big vision, understanding the pitch, and basically saying, yes, it'll work, no, it won't. That's what I do. So it is coaching. I'd say probably what you see me do online is about 40 to 50% of what I do, full stop. I still have my gyms. I have investments. I'm going into 2 or 3 other different markets, which I've not done before. I'm going to be going into e-commerce this year, apparel. So what I don't necessarily talk about all of the things I do. And this is the thing. I won't help anyone in a space where I've not done it before. So I'm just honest. If someone comes in, like a guy came into the group the other day and he did something on, it was SaaS. And I'm like, do you know what, dude? I know what it is, but let me find someone. So I know what it is. I've used it. I understand it, but not at the level you need. So let me go away and find you the answer what you need, which I did with a friend of mine, John, introduced him to him, and he's helping him out now. So what I'm trying to say, so my job is kind of a curator of bullshit. As in, curator of bullshit, curator of expertise, a filter of bullshit. So
I would call you a bullshit mogul, but okay, all right. Curator.
Jonathan. But no, so that's what it is. So it's a combination of coaching, mentorship, and I'd probably say enabling. Like I try and, it's weird, mate, because obviously I didn't expect that book to be as powerful as it was, like How to Be Fucking Awesome. I'm probably leaning more towards personal development now, but with a entrepreneurial business twist.
I feel like what I know about you, I always thought it was always the accountability, because everything you do comes with accountability, which helps people get.
Yeah, accountability and productivity are probably 2 big key themes in my group, mate. Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking about was really the Rolodex, because that's what you did when you were building, was really just getting in contact with all these people who are the best at what they do and bringing them, like you said, curating them. So, all right, this is so that the next time somebody asks me, I just tell them,
you can just say, go listen, done. Yeah, that's a fair comment, mate. It's a fair comment.
All right, back to social media savages, because this is what I feel you're very well known for, is being a social media savage. So tell us about how that all came together and what it actually did for people and what you got out of it.
Yeah, so we did the 7 topics. I taught them how to create a content marketing calendar, how to write copy for the post, how to story tell, basically how to come up with themes for content and how to come up with content quickly the audience wants, how to create viral images and memes. I do a lot of those, a lot of imagery. Social media is very big on images, as you know. How to do live streams and videos, and equally how to pitch on social media ethically. So that was the areas I taught about. And again, these are all things that I've done. I will not take people through courses or training or ideas that I have not done it myself. This is how I built my business online. This is what I did. It was by sharing my expertise in a raw and real way with people. And, obviously we talked about polarity and stuff as well. There are people who clearly don't like what I do. And that's great, because there's going to be someone that will serve them at the level they want as well. And a lot of it was, like I said, it was the accountability, and it was trying to get people to step out of their comfort zone. Sort of like, so what if you screw up your live stream? So what if you put a typo in one of your posts? As in, no one really cared. And the beautiful thing is, everyone that did it, absolutely loved it. They had a great time. People were, they were enjoying social media. Instead of seeing it as like, oh, fucking hell, I've got to do it, they don't want to, but they see it as a time suck. They were seeing it as a valuable relationship building tool. They got clients from it. They got interest from it. They got signups from it. And this was 1 week. And I said to people, so what I taught them was like a Diet Coke version of what I do. I said, imagine if you do full Dan 7 days a week, how good your life could be. And that was it. Because I said it works for bricks and mortar business. It works for e-commerce. It works for anything, because everyone checks out your social media everyone's going to have a quick nosy and see what you do online. And I just think, I kind of taught the difference between, also did tribe building as well, groups, obviously is what I'm known for. But I wanted to show people how easy it can be if you just start taking action. I think that's, getting back to your earlier question, which I did quite like. I mean, I probably empower people to take action in whatever it is. It doesn't matter what the business is. If you could have the world's best business idea, the world's most awesome digital product, the best podcast ever, but if you don't get it out there, if you don't write the thing, if you don't record the thing, if you don't show people your work, it doesn't matter.
So what was some of that stuff? Two questions. Mm-hmm. First off, what kind of people took on your social media savages challenges? Like, what businesses were they in? What walks of life? Tell me a little bit about that.
We had a really nice mix, mate. I mean, we had some people in their kind of in their 60s doing it. People who didn't really.
They follow you?
Yeah, I've got a really weird audience. It's a strange audience. It's a brilliant but strange audience. But yeah, young people who are just starting out, like one young girl who, and I say that not patronizing, she's only 17, looking, just finishing her studies here in the UK, really wants to be an entrepreneur, and it's like, I'm going to start now. So from online coaches to marketers to business coaches, people doing holistic fucking spirit readings, like everything every sort of person you could possibly imagine. So people with, what I call in real life businesses who maybe delivered services, at home or in the gym or in a facility, to people who do online stuff. And everyone who did it found it to be beneficial, which is the most powerful thing, because they just started doing something. Instead of talking about, I'm going to do this, I'm like, well, share your genius with your audience. Let people bond to you. Tell a story. Let's fall in love with you and what you do. And that's the thing I've been trying to get through to people all this time. Said, like, it doesn't, and I said to them, like, one of the things I said is just master one platform. And I said, I'd pretty much not mastered, but got pretty fucking good at Facebook before I started podcasting with you. Went on to Snapchat for a bit. I obviously did other things, blogging. I'm trying things. Next one, I'm finding mediums that I like. Like, I love podcasting. I love videos. I love writing copy. So they all, those mediums fit. I take a shit ton of pictures and do loads of quotes. So Instagram is the next one that I'm going to try. Have I done anything on it yet? No. I mean, it's, beast of business. Am I going to give it some fun? Of course I fucking am. I'll have a great time with it. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not afraid of trying something new. And a lot of these people, the idea of putting I said to them, look, if live stream terrifies you, do a video. So you can record it and get it right. But some people have never been on camera before. Total overwhelm for them. And it was just trying to get them through and get them to understand that it's not as bad as you think. And I said, now, if you've got a small audience, small following, maybe you're only friends with, friends and family, which is cool. Now is the time to do it, because it's small. You make a twat in front of your mates. And they're just but when you get a big one, when you get I'm at the 10,000 followers now on Facebook, which is not a lot at all, but it's, they're loyal fans, big group. I've got friends who've got millions of followers. Imagine making a twat in front of 1 million+ people live. So now is the time to practice and get better and kind of get those skills just kind of on point.
All right. So tell me a few things, just because I want to know. What are some of the things? You said video. What else? What were some of the things where you took people out of their comfort zone?
Telling personal stories. So a lot of people were afraid to tell them what we call any sort of dark secrets or home truths or anything like that. And people were just kind of like, I can't do that. There's certain things I wouldn't want to share with those people. Like, for example, one of the biggest ones I did, which I admitted to last year, was that, and I've obviously knocked it on, well, not knocked on the head, but I've controlled it now, was my drink issue. Never, you partied with me. I'm a fucking beast when it comes to whiskey. I'll just and vodka. I'll outdrink anyone. But I kind of kept the darker side of it, as in, drinking on my own, being a bit lonely, using it as a crutch for being, having an empty house and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck, if I share that now, I'm just going to torpedo my reputation. No one's going to... And it was the opposite. It bonded more people to me. They saw me as more of a human being. They understand that just like everyone else, we're all flawed. And that was probably the hardest thing for a lot of people to do, is to share something personal with their audience in a way that wasn't just a woe is me, as in and obviously teaching people how to tell a story and craft a story that people want to watch. I mean, that's why I say to everyone, copywriting is such a massively important skill that you should learn, because it gives you, whether you're trying to sell to people or not, it tells you how to craft compelling, emotionally driven copy. So whether you're writing a heartfelt letter to a loved one, or a humorous post on Facebook, or telling something a little bit more deep and personal, it allows you to convey those emotions, in an interesting and effective way. And obviously, I mentioned all the time, our friend Mr. Ben Settle, infotainment was and I mentioned him a couple of times during the training, is one of the key things. You've got to see, like any social media, if you take social media seriously, you're a dick. Okay, social media, you've got to understand, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, it's not serious. It's not real life.
No,
it's not. I know. It's fucking crazy. It is the equivalent of chewing gum for the brain. It's something you do this with. Flick, flick, flick. And all I wanted to do is say, look, your audience is out there just flicking away. So I'm going to teach them to flick and go, oh, stop. Let's look at that. And that's what I wanted them to do, is just to help them connect with their audience or a potential audience in a deeper way. And like I said, stop taking it so seriously. You ain't curing world peace. There's not a cure for cancer at the end of a couple of Facebook posts or a meme. So just give it a go. And some of the most successful people I know on Facebook or Instagram, I've got a good friend on Instagram who's very, very successful, and Twitter, to be fair. Yeah, I've got a few good friends really skillful in those niches, is they just gave it a go. They just started doing something. I met a girl, online friend of a friend. I think she's early 20s. She's got well over 500,000 followers on Facebook alone, but massive, millions on YouTube. And her and her boyfriend just started doing prank videos, just pranking each other. And they just thought, fuck it, upload it to YouTube. She's now going to red carpet events. She does speaking gigs. She does all sorts of stuff. She's still at university.
Wow.
21 years old, because she just decided to start doing stuff. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is someone who's got, I hate the term influencers. It is fucking hate that whole social media influencer bullshit, because
you're a thought leader, aren't you?
Go fuck yourself. No, Jonathan, no. I am Dan. And as I've always said this, I'm going to keep doing this stuff whether people follow me or not. I enjoy it.
You're a thoughtless leader, right? That's
thoughtlessly. Oh my God. You know what? Okay, so that's going on Facebook now. That is literally. So we are taking a social media. Let's just show you. Thank you, Jonathan. You are a thoughtless leader. Brilliant.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks, Jonathan.
We're wrapping up. What I want to just go back to for a second and shine the spotlight on a couple things you said. You mastered one thing at a time. You got good at copy, then you got good at Facebook, then you're adding on by getting good at these things. And that what I think is important, because people try to do too much at once. So I'm glad you brought that up. And the other thing that I think was really excellent was don't take this shit seriously.
No. And I'll end up with the final thing I wanted to talk about on this one quickly. So one of the things that I said at the start was the statistics that made me, and I said why some people succeed and why some people fail. So I posted this. 600 people, when I came with the idea, did this really silly video of me in the gym, 600 people said, I'm in. The prep post, 300 people commented. The first post, we got 160, 170 people commented, down to the very last post, where we had about 40. Do you know how many people completed the whole challenge?
How many?
9.
Really?
600 people. What's that? 1.5%? So that goes to show you. So for 7 days, and it wasn't a paid thing, you said you wanted to do it. You agreed to show up. You said you would do the challenges 7 days a week. I post them every day, give or take the same time. Very simple. Videos, less than 10 minutes long. You got to watch, you got to implement, you got to post. 9 people completed it. And that is one of the biggest things that I learned from this, is that it's all very well saying you want this business, you want this lifestyle, you want this body, you want this relationship. Showing up and doing the work will piss on your thoughts 24/7. And that was a perfect example. 600 people said I'm in, 9 people completed it. And only then, we've now bumped that up to like a mid-hundreds now, because I threatened them. And I said, fuck it, not doing it again, deleting this, lazy, the lot of you. And then all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. So this, isn't that crazy? So that shows there are like 9 people out there who are intrinsically motivated enough, and they all made great gains, and the rest needed a slap, and the others didn't show up. There we go.
Yeah. That's the way. All right. So that is a wrap for another Death, Glory, or Disappointment. Next time, we're going to be talking about planning, productivity, and focus, all of Dan's specialties. We'll see you on the next one.
See you later, guys.
You've been listening to Death, Glory, or Disappointment with Dan Meredith. If you enjoyed the show and you want more, then your next step is to go to iTunes right now and subscribe. And while you're there, give us a rating and review. It'll help us out a bunch, plus it'll bring you good karma.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.